we're going for a beach walk. I've got my one of my keep cups with a nice hot cup of tea. But I thought I'd go for a walk and see if anyone's around for a chat. Look at that. That beautiful view. You know, I've been living in this area for nearly 5 years. It'll be 5 years in October. And hang on a sec, just realised something. Oh no, that's switched off. Oh, hello, being there. Hi, Bridget. Bit of Japanese this morning, being there. Why not? Konnichiwa. On this lovely morning. Just going for a beach walk, and I thought it's been a while since I've done this. Bit brisk, I have to say. It's probably about 8 or 9 degrees at the moment. Where's chat? That's all right. Chat disappears on Streamlabs. This bloody stuff is still here in my street. I don't think the people realise you've got to actually ring up the council and ask them to come and pick it up. Hard rubbish. It's still here. The fridges, the washing machine, the bar stool. It is beautiful this morning, Kylie. It's gorgeous, but it's brisk. Yeah, it's probably feels like it might be about 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. Hang on, see if I can stop this wobbling. Equipment issues. Let's tighten it up. Hi, old Marfrazi. How are you this morning? Just so we go for the usual beach walk, and I'd bring you guys with me because it's such a gorgeous day. This is very typical though of Tassie. Like, we spread a rumour for the mainlanders that we didn't want to come and visit us, that you know, it's fucking freezing here, and of course it is colder here. I mean, we're closer to Antarctica, but what people don't realise is Tassie is a very dry place. It's a dry island. We don't have shitloads of rain, although we got some last night, so I'm excited because my water tank is nearly full again. But this is a pretty typical sort of winter. It's the first day of winter, obviously. But, you know, typical winter day, blue sky, sun shining, but cold. And one thing that cracks me up all the time when people talk about how cold it is in Tassie, it's like, I don't know, do people think we don't have heaters or beanies? I mean, I'm wearing a beanie right now. I'm a bit cold actually. I didn't, I've got yoga pants and sneakers and a long sleeve t-shirt and then like a wind sheet, like a, hey there. This is Gareth. Hi Gareth. How are you this morning? Say good day to Gareth. Bit brisk in Brizzy, is it? I had my Ugg boots on at home, but I've got a pair of Uggs that I do wear on the beach. Hi again, being there. But they're in my van. They're in Gidget, and Gidget lives in a block of land behind my friend Roger and Linda's house, because some fuckwit smashed a window in her last year, and Roger's also been doing all the renos on her, like putting in the new engine and all that sort of stuff. But next time I go to their place, I might grab my beach Uggs out of Gidgee. 3 degrees at your place. Gareth is gorgeous. He is. He's very cute. But as soon as you say, hi Gareth, he stops barking. Like if he knows that he somehow should know you, then he chills out. But he's a busy little watchdog, Gareth. So, what's news? I had a quick look on the... Hi, PP! I had a quick look on the news this morning. I try not to follow the news. I don't watch the news on TV or anything like that because I find it depressing. And I just saw there's been another mass shooting in America. in Virginia, possibly in a courthouse. 11 people dead. Hi, Beth M. And I just saw that story. It was like the breaking story, and it's just like, oh shit. This is why I try to stay away from the news, because you can find out what's going on in the world pretty easily on Twitter and YouTube's. Yeah, the shooting, another one. Well, I shouldn't even say it like I'm surprised. Isn't that sad? But, yeah, it was Virginia. Cool. Yeah, Bridget, courthouse. Someone went in with God knows what, obviously guns, and has killed 11 people. And I think there's an ex-worker. Yeah, that's often the case, isn't it? There's probably some people who are injured. 11 dead, including the shooter. Yeah, so without going into too much detail about that shooting, but it just was like, get off your computer, make a cup of tea, and go for a walk, because life's better at the beach. Just going to sort out this wiggly wobbly woo thing. Oh, it's beautiful down here as always. Quite a few people up that way. Oh, here's a little puppy heading into the sand dunes. There's quite a few people out in the surf too. I noticed the swell is quite good from my house this morning. But you got to be a brave person to go in the surf now. I mean, obviously we wear wetsuits, but I'm a wuss. I need to get like wetsuit boots to wear. My feet get cold in the sea. But the die-hard surfers are out there all year round, and in fact the swell is usually better in winter than summer. So the hardcore surfers surf there all year round. Hi Dover. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? We can go for a walk, have a bit of a chat, see what's going on in the world. I mean, I do the walk every day because I'm a Fitbit wearer. But during the week, before I go to work, he's my puppy friend. During the week, I'm a bit more, I wouldn't say a power walker, but when you have the westerly desert winds, the surf is flat as a tack. Yeah, that would make sense. We always have some sort of swell down here, but it can get pretty flat at times. But it's one of those beaches that you sort of head out. Like I'll go out with my boogie board and there'll be waves as I'm walking in, and then I'll get out there and there'll be nothing for ages, and then suddenly there'll just be heaps of waves. So, but I mean, all the colours, I mean, the sky is so blue today, so the water's so blue as well. It's just so pretty. Oh, here's Barry being chased by this little mud. There's Barry. Hey Barry. Bazza. Where's Shazza? Karen H, hello. Well, Shazza's actually up here, as always, strutting her stuff and playing hard to get. I'll just zoom in on that little tart. There she is. There's the Shaz. And then down here is the Baz. Bazza, you're going the wrong way, mate. Come back this way, dude. Your chick's up this way. Barry. Washing day at old Ma Fra's house. I'll just let that dude get a bit ahead of me. He's that guy there. It's his puppy that's been around Shaz's. Shaz is out in the ocean washing a lady. She's ready for some action. Whereas Bazza is walking off in the opposite direction. well, he's eating. Typical male, eating, rooting, leaving. A couple of your groovers have dropped off already. That's always it's always a good feeling. So yeah, Karen, it is beautiful. I'm very lucky. This is essentially my front yard. My house. Oops, hang on. I've brought a cup of tea with me, which is lovely, but it's a bit hard to zoom in and out with one hand. But yeah, it's a... Oh shit, this keep cup's sticky. I brought my dicky one down. Ironically, the most expensive keep cups, and it's not the brand keep cup. I love the brand keep cup, but these ones are really expensive. And that little gadget there, you should see it when you clean it. You have to put together about 83 pieces of shit to make it work again. And obviously I've done something wrong, but it annoys me and it leaks. There's a plane coming in. Welcome to Tasmania, groovers. I love watching planes flying in. I think I've talked about this so many times when I'm down here, because I feel like it's either people coming here for the first time and discovering it. It's people coming back because they've been here before and loved it. Hey Shaz, having a little swim there, Shaz, washing your lady. Baz is up there, man. He's up there. Yeah, or it's people coming back for a return visit, or it's people coming home. Like a plane flying into any sort of place is so cool. Thanks being there. 10 degrees max in Hobart. Yeah, that'd be about right. That's winter for you. But like I said, you know, we get blue sky, sun shining. I've got a touch screen as well. My friend and I use a mouse. Just get a cordless mouse. It is beautiful, Tassie, as you know. But yeah, although it's 10 degrees, like I'm walking along at the moment in the sun right there, and I'm in full sunshine. I can't actually see a cloud. There is not a cloud in the sky. So although it's winter, and although our maximum today is 10 degrees Celsius, the sun makes you feel warm. I get suntans in winter here. But I don't lie out on my deck naked, deliberately trying to get one. 19 for you, old my fra. Yes, you're very much a part of Tassie too, being there. But no, it's just so lush down here, Karen. It is a really beautiful... I mean, Tassie, to be honest, there's not many parts of Tasmania that you just go, oh, hang on, there is a cloud in the sky. I spotted one. Check this out. There it is. See that little tiny grey dot in the sky? The cloud. Just got a dude walking behind me, so I'm being respectful again. Oh, there's heaps of people coming along. I was a woman too, that's even worse. Just called her a dude. I might got 3 groovers coming towards me at fast pace. I might let them get past me. I might walk actually and they can overtake me. Yeah, so 10 degrees. Just means you wear beanies, you know, and put your heater on. But I mean, with views like this and a beautiful beach like this, I wouldn't care if it was 5 degrees. It's just breathtaking all year round. Is this your first beach walk with us, Karen? You get to hear how unfit I am whilst looking at beautiful scenery. Does anyone want to give me a mission to look for something on the beach today? The last time I was down here live was with my friend Laura, and we jokingly just said before we went for the walk, I think it was me actually because I'm morbid, but I said, you know, let's look for a dead critter. And we found 3 sets of wings of seabirds that were still attached by the wing bones, but there was nothing left of them, just wings. I think a shark or something had a bit of a feed because, yeah, no body, no head, just the wings and the wing bones. And we found 3 lots of it. It's like a massacre. I can tell you what though, there's not a lot on the beach other than people. Just let them go past. Now I've got my chat screen, my keyboard is up. Haven't been to Tassie. Yeah, it'd be lovely, old Martha. I'd love to meet you, Annette. I'd love to meet everyone off YouTube's, even the weirdos. Colorado, similar carrot. Yeah, I mean, interestingly though, Colorado does get way colder than here. We've got a mountain, your future home, PP. So this mountain up here in the distance. Oh, hang on, dude's walking past me, and I'll just go up to the dunes for a sec. Dude. So that's Mount Wellington, and up until yesterday there was actually snow on Mount Wellington. We had snow this week. It was so pretty, and I will take you guys up the mountain for some snowball fights. But waking up this morning, all the snow's gone, but that mountain gets snow on it. But the city below it, which you can't see because there's hills in the way, but Hobart, which is at the foot of Mount Wellington, it only snows in the city like once every 5 or 6 years. Like, it's a rare event. A few years ago we did have a lot of snow at sea level, and a friend of mine who's a surfer, he took a photo of his daughter Tabitha standing on the beach in snow about to go in for a surf, which is a really beautiful photo. But it's so rare that we all go a bit nuts when it happens. Wow, see, 5 degrees where you were, old Muffra. It was probably warmer in Tassie. Being there's going shopping at David Jones. Yep, grab a beanie for sure. Isn't it, Vivian? I mean, seriously, the first day of winter, and have a look at it. Nice to see you here, Vivian. But, I mean, have a look at it. So, yes, mainlanders. Tassie is really, really cold and icy and lots of snow, and you never get any sunshine. It's always grey and wet. So don't come here. It's a rumour we started to keep the assholes away. The curious will still come and find out for themselves. Puffer fish. No, I can look, but it's unlikely. There's not much on the beach today. Yes, you're right, Karen. There is a lot of negativity. There's a shitload of negativity on YouTube and in real life too. So thanks for joining me. This is the sort of shit we do. I've got a really nice community of people who all look out for each other. Everyone knows what's going on in everyone's lives. Chat's always really lovely. People catching up and happy to see each other. And I just provide a nice little backdrop distraction, I suppose, while you guys can all chat and catch up. It's very pristine, Bridget. I mean, we have a really fantastic cleanup squad down this way anyway. But because we've headed into winter, like even in summer, the tourists who come here are mainly from Tasmania as well. Tassie is a very clean place. But in winter, you know, it's just the locals. But we've got a rule of pick up 3 things. If you're on the beach and you see litter, try and pick up 3 things. I've never found 3 things down here. I mean, if I went into the sand dunes, I could probably find 3 things if I really, really foraged around. But the cleanup crews for the beach go through the dunes as well. And the little coastal town where I live got Tasmanian Tidy Town of the Year last year. So, like, even the other morning I was driving into work and there were cleanup crews on both sides of the road into Dodgers Ferry or out of Dodgers Ferry. But yeah, we got Tidy Town last year, so it's very pristine. Yeah, it's soothing, the sound of the ocean, isn't it? Mem's been up on Mount Wellington with snow. Oh, really, Bridget? I might have to Google that. First Auslan Cafe, fantastic. You've got expensive tastes, you and Annette and Mem. Dave, we don't even have David Jones in Tassie. Yeah, Christmas '93, it did snow up on Mount Wellington on Boxing Day, and there was also a Christmas Day. I moved back to Tassie in 2003, so I'll just take a hunch and say like around 2005, it snowed on Mount Wellington on Christmas Day. But we are not getting nearly as much snow as we used to. Like last year, I mean, I travel a lot, but I keep up with what my friends in Tassie are saying on Facebook and stuff like that. As a kid growing up here, Mount Wellington would have snow on it for most of winter and, yeah, sometimes in the middle of summer. But I think last winter, Mount Wellington had snow, like the longest stretch it had snow on it was only 6 days. And there may have been a few other... yeah, get your surf mat, Viv, get out in the water. Some Saturday morning exercise, good for you. What's it like in Adelaide today? Yeah, so people who say there's no such thing as global warming really need to get a grip. Oh, sorry, we'll call it climate change because people can't get their heads around what global warming means. But we just don't have the cold winters. We've just had the longest summer, completely bypassed autumn. And now, although it's winter, you know, blue sunny sky, no snow on the mountain. Hello, good morning. How are you? What a grot. Love all the pups down here. It's an all year round beach, dog beach as well. But in summer there's a few restrictions for the puppers. They do get to play on most of the beach, but they're not allowed to play on the beach up ahead where the surf club is. And then down the other end where the car park is because there's just too many people. So the surfing bit at the other end where the bluff is, just ahead, and then down this end. So the walking track for dogs in summer starts from that track that I walked down with you guys this morning, and it keeps going along here for most of the way. It's only when you get near the surf club that it stops. Pretty dog. That dog was covered in saliva and I told the owners it was a grot. Yeah, all the puppies down here, I mean, it's fun because I know more of the dogs' names than the owners' names. But the local dogs are so chill, you know, they're like surfers. They've got the same laid back, we live at a beach attitude. And they just have so much fun down here. A lot of people come down here to walk their dogs from the city. But in summer, when the shack people arrive, 12 in Adelaide. Yeah, it was pretty cold when I was there towards the end, but I was recuperating my hotel room after I had that tooth pulled out. So it was quite nice to be all sort of rugged up and tucked up in bed when it was bucketing down outside. Love that. God, there's some great dogs coming towards us. I can see an old English sheepdog. There's a guy with 3 huge dogs. Well, not huge, but big for him to be handling on his own. Maybe there are 3 English sheepdogs and 2 of them are just a bit smaller. They're so cute. I'll make sure I get some footage of them without freaking him out too much. But there's 3 giant pom-poms with legs walking towards us as we speak. Actually, I don't know whether the two smaller ones look like a different breed, but equally floofy. They're gorgeous. Can you see them? What beautiful dogs. Good morning. Hi. Hello. I think he was telling me to point my camera in a different direction. I don't blame him. I feel bad doing that, but I wanted you to see the puppers. I usually say to people, the camera's facing me, don't worry, but, you know, it's a lie. Chat's vanished again. Your brother said mainlanders are obsessed with the weather. Is that true? I don't know. You need to ask a mainlander. Mem? I'm sure you're a good bargain hunter, Annette. It's just David Jones is such a posh brand. If I've got to buy anything, I'm more of a House of K shopper, Kmart or Target, but I really do love all the second-hand shops. You know, one of the rules of minimalism is to recycle, reuse, replace. So I just made that up. That's my rule of minimalism. So on the recycle thing, I'm quite happy to scour through. We've got some really great op shops here. If I can find something in there, that's the way I go these days, because it's just consumerism's just. I'm not making you guys feel bad. You're going shopping. That's cool. Got to support industry and all the rest of it. But from my perspective, I just gave, I don't know, 5 or 6 beanies away to people I know, because I've got too many of everything. And the reality is I've got 3 beanies that I wear. They all match different winter coats that I've got. And that's it. All the excess ones have gone. And my beautiful friend Adrian in Germany made me one of the 3 that I've kept, because that's precious, you know. Handmade beanie. Another little scan around. Now I feel guilty about that dude, because he was really trying to get me to... I think that hand gesture was, get that fucking camera off me. Yeah, donating clothes is the way to go. You did ask me about the weather, yes. An accidental minimalist. Well, you know, there's a lot to be said for living that way. I'm loving it. There are a few clouds in the sky, actually, just sort of hovering over the mountains and hilltops, but not actually up here. And yeah, the sky, it's very clear down here. The air is so amazing. Mem can vouch. When you get off a plane in Hobart, they open the doors and you get hit by this beautiful, fresh, cold air. And there's nothing like it in the world. I've never stepped off a plane anywhere else that I've just gone, oh my God, it is so amazing. And not only do I love it because I know that I'm home, but it's just such a Tassie thing. But yeah, really clear air and really clear water. Morning. If I stop and point out to the ocean and stuff like that, you know that it's because there are people coming. Karen, thank you so much for joining us. It was really nice to... Oh no, Bridget, sorry. Bridget, it was lovely to see you, gorgeous. Have a lovely weekend. I'll be here for a while yet, old Marfa, because I'm walking down to the surf club and back. Just getting up some steps on my Fitbit. And I'm also celebrating my nephew's 18th birthday today, or tonight. So, you know, a bit of exercise to factor in the espresso martinis I'll be having this evening. 18, I can't believe it. For the non-Australians in chat right now, in Australia our legal drinking age is 18. So 18s are a very big deal. Although I'm quite certain my nephew has probably dabbled in alcoholic beverages already. Now he's legally allowed to, so big party. We still have big 21sts too, which is sort of weird because 21sts used to be celebrating the right to vote and drink. Just had a couple of chicks walking past. But now at 18, you know, you can drink, you can vote, you get your full driver's license. But 21st is still really big in Australia as well. No rush, old Mafra, you just do what you got to do. I'm just happily cruising along. One day I'll be walking along here chattering away and there won't be anyone watching and I won't even know. And I'm cool with that. Oh hell yeah, Karen, so did I. I drank. We all did in Tassie. Underage drinking was a rite of passage. Martinis at an 18th? Yes, there will be, because we're a classy family. It's not for the kiddies. Oh, I should point out, Will has already had his teenager 18th birthday let's get smashed party. This is the family version. Where's the beer, mate? So yeah, the boys will be drinking beer, but it's the family one, so you know, aunties, uncles, grandparents on my sister-in-law's side, because on our side our parents have both died, but there will be many of us all in one space, and there will be espresso martinis, and if not, I'll have one before I go in. Oh look, hello you, you've got something to say. What's going on, Groover? I hope you can hear it squawking. Oh, it's more like peeping. It's like peep peep. Hey Groover, what's going on with you? You look like you've just got out of bed. That's what my hair looks like when I just get out of bed. Nice bed hair, dude. Oh, you do some shuffling. Show the girls how you shuffle. Do some shuffling. I love it how the seabirds, like the seagulls. This is it's not a Pacific gull, but it's different to a seagull. What's this one called? Can't remember. Do a shuffle. Yeah, you're chatty. I don't think you're a morning person. Hi, there, look. Everybody's shuffling. This isn't Barry. This is hi. Hi there. This is the bird. These birds are bigger than seagulls and smaller than Pacific gulls. They're another type of gull. But I can't remember what they're called. Look at it. See how it's got the black and white polka dot wings? I just can't remember what they're called. It's pretty stunning though, isn't it? So many people walking on the beach because it's so beautiful down here. Look at that puppy. Oh, you could only see its ass. That puppy was very cute. But yeah, there's quite a lot of people on the beach. There's a couple of prams. Oh shit, here comes the dude with the 3 dogs. Oh, look at these puppies. You can see the cute... Oh, hang on. Where are we? Hey. Hi there. Hello. Have you had a nice swim? Have you had a nice swim? Hi there. Hello. Oh my God, you're beautiful. Oh, you're gorgeous. Hello. Hi there. It's a beautiful dog. Morning. Yep, the worm shuffle. Hi, Kim Smith. Hello. Welcome to our beach walk. Just got to hike a chook. It's not a chook. A chook. Very pretty. Yeah, it's another type of gull. I'm just going to call it a bigger than a seagull, smaller than a Pacific gull. But it does have a name. It's Gary, Barry's mainland cousin. Why not? It could be Gary. Although Gareth, that corgi at the start of my walk, who I introduced you all to, Gareth does get called Gary by his family. So, you know, sometimes when I see him, I'm like, "G'day, Gary." But their son's really funny. He always corrects me. He's like, "His name is Gareth." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, talk to your mum about it," because she's the one who called him Gary in front of me. I'm glad to hear you're having better management too, Mem. That's really good news. Really good news. Actually, Mem, I think the last time I saw you was on that live when you were in a fucking shopping trolley. Or have I seen you since then? I can't remember. That's another thing I have to do when I get home is day 7 of that eye bag removing thingamajiggy out of that subscription box. I don't know if I can see the massive change, but you know, what sort of miracles would you expect in 7 days? And it was fun doing it. Larry, okay. It's Larry. But then, you know, Barry's got lots of cousins. He's got Larry, Harry. There is actually a Gary. Carrie, the lesser known Harry name. Carrie. Sharry. We'll stop now. Zari with an X. Maybe not. No dead critters so far today, but quite a bit of kelp, and I love it. I absolutely love this. Like, it's one of my favourite things. I really want to learn how to do some like wicked cooking with it, because there's not a lot of seaweed on this beach. But sometimes if the ocean's really rough, we end up with shitloads of kelp on the beach. And when I drive around Tassie in my van, you forgot Harry. It's all right. There's a lot of them. Big family. But when I do my little trip around Tassie in my camper van, I really want to forage and start cooking stuff with things that I find. So yeah, but I love the colour. I love the smell of it. Because there's not heaps of seaweed, it's not too intense. But it's just one of those things I see on the beach all the time, and I'm like, oh, I'd love to do some cooking with that. Yeah, I love seaweed too. It's kind of weird because so many people go, oh, the beach stinks, there's all this seaweed. How many miles to New Zealand? I eat a lot of it too. I love my Japanese food, and I know you do too, Mem. It's very good for you. Very, very good for you. Morning. Hey? You good shots? Yeah, well, I'm actually live on YouTube, but it's pointing that way. See? Yeah. So people, I'm walking past people, and quite a few people, like that dude over there got quite upset And he's like, get your camera off me. I'm like, well, it's not actually on you. It's on the ocean.
Up that way.
Yeah.
Hello, we've chatted on the beach before.
We have chatted.
I didn't recognise you.
Yeah, we have chatted
Yeah,
before.
how you going?
Yeah, good. How are you doing?
Joanne.
Yeah, Joe, that's right.
And you're?
Tori.
Tori, that's
Yes.
right, this is Jack.
Hi, Jack. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So what are you doing? You just filming
I've
this
got
on
a YouTube channel, so there's people in America at the moment and other parts of Australia all coming for I just chat while I go for a walk.
Oh, they can hear you now?
Yeah, they can hear
hi
you.
Guys. I might
Jack
move
and
on
Joanne
now.
are saying hi.
Hi.
But yeah, so they just chatter away in there. They're still
Yeah.
talking about. We were just chatting about kelp before.
It's the best kept secret around.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I kind
don't
of.
spread it too much. We don't want too many people here. It spoils it.
Well, actually, I started it. I
Too
said,
many.
we started the rumour the weather's always crappy down here, so no one will ever come down.
No,
And
it
then
is
we
cold.
look at us.
I know, but it's
But-
cold. If you don't like cold, you wouldn't come here.
No, but like I've been
Okay.
saying, we've all got beanies and heaters. It's not like
Yeah.
we're walking around naked.
Tell them that.
Don't tell
Sorry.
them that.
As they sit on their air conditioner.
Yeah.
I knew
So
that
it's
more
sort of
than
like a casual promotion of Tassie in a way.
Yeah,
but
be careful.
It's nice just chatting to people
I mean,
too.
that's the thing too. The government's saying, yeah, everybody come along, but they're not putting any money into infrastructure, roads, and all the things that you need to support a growing population.
Well, the roads are getting better further up. but
Marginally. Oh, up north, that's because it's a swinging boat.
I'll have a chat to the
Area.
Premier.
Yeah,
I'm
get
seeing
in.
him tonight.
Or
Get
two.
in, get into Will's ear.
And there's been, discussion in the paper about parochialism and that we need to be working in unison as a state, not this north and south.
Well, I think that's over, really.
Well,
Don't
the
see
north,
much of
the
it.
north is still a swinging seat, and when there's
Oh
an
no, it's
election,
still a swinging seat, yeah. But in
they
terms of the
just
north south,
throw money at it, and they're getting a whole lot of money for roads they don't
Tara,
even need
Tara.
it.
no, their roads are amazing.
Come here, Tara.
So
Tara's a
we need
flirt.
to.
She says hello to every single dog. We've been watching.
She's so nice.
Because I actually saw her earlier and I was like, I'm sure I've met that puppy. I recognise dogs before owners
She's got a
usually.
name on it because she's a hound.
She doesn't run
Too
by.
much of a
Tara.
pointer, and she does follow her nose and does little wanders now and then.
Yeah,
Get a
lots
phone
of-
call and say, I think I've got your dog. I say,
There'd be so
"No."
many cool scents down here too.
She does have a fenced area, but now and then
Oh,
the gate's
beautiful.
open and she'll go, ah,
Oh, you're
it's
gorgeous.
slobbery.
I don't mind. There's a much more slobbery dog further up the
That's
beach.
slobbery.
Well,
Nice to
have
see
some
you,
Yeah, you
Tori.
too. You too. Nice to meet you, Jack.
Yeah,
Have a
good
nice
talk to the
weekend.
Premier.
Yeah, I will.
Don't tell him I think Labor should come on.
He wouldn't care. See ya. But, well, there you go. So, the stuff we fix on the beach, right? They are fixing the roads. The roads are great, but I'll give Will some feedback. I don't think they realise I'm his sister. She's a classic. She's like, don't tell Will, I think Labor should have won the federal election. It's like, I think everyone, including Will, thought Labor were going to win the federal election, so he doesn't really care. He's the Premier of Tassie. That's his priority, not federal politics. People around the world have the same concerns. Oh man, you should see the roads are great, but it's the issue is, and even Will's aware of it, is that Tassie used to be the brunt of every joke imaginable in Australia. The mainland has just made fun of us and bagged us out all the time. Gosh, you've got educated sisters and sister-in-laws, men, lawyer, town planner. But then Tassie just took off, and so many people are moving down here because, although it is cold, I mean, she just did exactly what Tasmanians do. Oh, tell them it's fucking cold. It's not that cold. She's wearing a wind cheater and like a sweatshirt and yoga pants. Her partner is in shorts and thongs, so it's not that fucking cold. Anywho, for the Americans, thongs with flip-flops on your feet. Jack is not walking along the beach in a G-string. Don't freak out. Now, there was a question too about how many miles to New Zealand. Well, firstly, we do kilometres, so converting is not my forte. get on the Google Earth. Google map the fuck out of that one. I don't know. It's about a 5-hour flight. So think of a 5-hour flight in America and how many miles that would be. And that would be pretty close to your answer. It's a bit of a joke here because Hobart Airport is actually an international airport. And it's because of New Zealand and Antarctica. But if you're flying to New Zealand at the moment, you have to fly from Hobart to either Melbourne or Sydney and then on to New Zealand. But because it's an international airport, you get to do all the customs stuff here, which is great. Because it's not a big airport really, and it's much quicker to get through customs and, you know, get your duty free. And away you go. So we're at the surf club up on the dunes. There's the little surf club. There it is. Car park. So I'm going to do a little spin around and head back down the beach. PP, you've got to come here. I can't wait for you to be here. It is, well, it's not miles away, but it's, I mean, it is miles away, but it's not. Like New Zealand and Indonesia and Papua New Guinea are the 3 closest countries to Australia. So they kind of, we consider them neighbours. When we talk about New Zealand, we say, oh, it's just over the pond. But yeah, have a look. I mean, I love this view. This beautiful sweeping view. I mean, hello. What is not to love? Well, I've always been a bit of an unofficial. I love the sand dunes at the moment too with the sun on them. You probably won't be able to see it, but there's sun filtering down through them and creating these sort of streaks of sunlight. It's very pretty. I've always been a very proud. That is the surf club that spotted the whales. You've got such a good memory, Mem. That was such a gorgeous day. Actually, Karen in particular, being a newbie, and anyone else who hasn't seen it, if you go through my videos, you will find a video where I came down to the beach. I was having a cup of tea on my deck in the afternoon. It was a work day, and it was about 4 o'clock. And I'm having a cup of tea out on my deck, and lo and behold, I look down in the water. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I am very fortunate. I count my blessings every day, man. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell's that? And it ended up being 2 southern right whales. Oh, it was for the best, Karen. You didn't marry the Englishman. Well, Tassie and New Zealand are very similar in terms of landscape. A lot of New Zealanders come here and can see similarities, but the same goes for a lot of Irish, Scottish, a lot of people from Seattle think Hobart and Seattle are quite similar. People in Cape Town. You watched it 5 times, the whale video. Yeah, it was so cool. You know, it's just like, oh, what's happening in my front yard this afternoon? Oh, just a couple of whales frolicking. And now, Mem, you're part of the Tasmanian Whale Watch Facebook group, aren't you? You got right into it. You were doing reports, you're like, there's 2 whales in Frederick Henry Bay, and I'm like, yeah, that's the bay right ahead of us, straight ahead of us, beyond the surf, is Frederick Henry Bay, where my sister lives. She lives on the other side of Frederick Henry Bay in a little coastal town called Lauderdale. a bit like Fort Lauderdale, but, well, it's nothing like Fort Lauderdale. But yeah, people who come here who live in cities like Cape Town, Osaka in Japan, Seattle, where you've got a city at the base of a mountain and also a shitload of water, often compare it. Hey, he's shuffling. Got some shuffling going on here. See, now I'm looking at that gull and I'm thinking that might be Barry. But then there's that polka dot tail thing again, but the other one had more of those sorts of feathers on the wings as well. I've got to get a What Bird Is That book. God, there's still 7 of you with us. You're on the North Island, like Southern California. You were raised in Northern California. What part of Northern California were you raised in? Oh my God, you know that big bunch of kelp I said I'd like to cook? The dog just pissed all over it. So if you're going to cook kelp, make sure you wash the crap out of it first. Morning. You're getting notifications of my whales. I mean whales in Tassie, or my video about the whales. Because yeah, this is whale spotting season. Lovely San Francisco. Well, San Francisco, funny enough, is another city that people compare to Hobart because Hobart's also very hilly. We don't have the trams that you groovers have got, but lots of narrowish, hilly streets with beautiful houses the whole way up on each side. You know, there's sort of 2-story terrace houses, and there's certainly pockets of Hobart, like Battery Point, Glebe, Mount Stewart, that people, you know, they often comment that they see it's very similar to San Francisco. I don't mind. The puppy can piss on the kelp. I'm not eating that lot. But I know for future reference, if I do forage some kelp, I've got a lot of boiling to do. There's probably a dog that's already pissed on it, and that dog was just saying, "Ha! That ain't your territory, that's mine." Yeah, the Facebook whale, that's what I thought you meant. Yep, whales ahoy. I can't wait for the orcas to come into the Derwent River, which, for those of you who are not familiar with Tassie, the Derwent is the river that Hobart sits on. Your ancestors came from England and Ireland. I've used 2 gigs of data on this walk. It's not cheap to do this, but I don't care, you only live once. I saw my financial planner this week and he's like, there seems to be sort of money that you're putting into bills and things that makes no sense to me. Why are you paying for so much additional data on your phone? And it's like, because I travel a lot and I go live on YouTube a lot. And he's like, oh, you might want to go and see Telstra and see if you can talk them into a better deal. Because he knows I'm a bit of a minimalist. He's been at my house and he's kind of like, well, I know that you don't waste your money on a shitload of clothes. What are you doing? It's like, well, from my physique, you can tell that I enjoy nice food and wine. And from my internet bill, you can tell that I stream live on YouTube a shitload. But yeah, Karen, Australians, Mem's right. You know, the bulk of us have got English, Scottish, Irish heritage. Both sides of my family are kind of interesting in that they came out on the first fleet. Both sets as convicts, and my father's side of the family were Irish and my mother's side was Scottish. I'm 7th gen Australian, but we still sort of, even that many generations down, you still carry that kind of, or the cultural traits from where your ancestors, sorry, scratching my leg, have come from, but also genetically. So one of the things about me that's still very prominent in my genes, 7th generations on, is that I've got dark hair and blue eyes, which is a very typically Irish combination. Hi, Kerry! Downloading porn. Oh, PP. Porn, the download's hardly anything. I use my mobile data to do that. I'm kidding. I don't download it, I just stream it. Where were we? Oh, yeah, so Kerry, hello. This is the beach where I live. Bye, beautiful ma'am. Thanks for joining us on the walk. I'm just going to show Kerry. So this is Carlton Park Beach in Tasmania, and it's where I live. Will you enjoy your brunch? Go and have some smashed avocado and feta and laugh at how millennials can't buy houses because they eat smashed avocado and feta. Scottish and Danish. Well, PP, you'll love the brisk winters we have here. You come from cultures where, this sort of weather is... have a look at it. Yeah, the maximum we're going to get to today is 10 degrees Celsius. Now, don't ask me to convert that into Fahrenheit. 32 degrees Fahrenheit is 0 Celsius. So, I don't know, maybe 40, 45, 50 maybe. Maybe 50 is a bit generous. Yeah, so my place is actually up on the hill behind the sand dunes, but up the other end of the beach. But when I bought my house, somebody told me that they had used a surveyor's wheel. Yeah, enjoy being there. Mock the millennials over brunch. Wow. I love it. I wish my Irish grandmother was still... Well, she wasn't Irish really. She was 5th generation Australian, but I wish she was still around. She was so funny. In fact, one of my mates in Tassie, his grandmother is like hardcore Irish. Like, she moved out here from Ireland, and she's got the funniest sense of humour. And Nick and his brother refer to her as the Irish Mafia. She's fucking hilarious. Yeah, so my house is down the other end, but some dude told me that the distance from my front door to the top of the sand dunes is 150 metres, which is about right. And then it's a couple of minutes through the dunes. If you're even remotely interested, Kerry, you may not be, and I don't blame you, but there's some nice views of the beach from the street where my place is at the start of this video, and also we go for a walk down a street and then through sand dunes down onto the beach, so you might want to check that out if you want to see a bit more of where I live. But it's just a nice way to start the day, some fresh air, a little bit of exercise. 50, spot on. Well, there you go. Thanks, ma'am. I love using the Google machine when I'm at home and I'm live. And welcome back, old Mafra. Washing's done. Good work. Yeah, I love it when we go live and we all have conversations about stuff that we don't really know much about, and we can get on the Google machine and learn stuff. Got to keep learning, keep our brains turning. It is a lovely place to live. I'm very lucky, Karen. Hobart, the capital of Tassie, is about 35 minutes drive from here, but no traffic lights until I get into the city. Whereas my sister, who's in Lauderdale and is much closer to Hobart, her drive in the morning is about the same because she's got, I don't know, maybe, well, it might only be half a dozen lots of traffic lights, but it's just a different commute. And then the airport is 20 minutes from here. It's halfway between where I am and Hobart. And for those of you who know me really well, quite well, those of you who know my YouTube persona well, I travel a lot for my job, and I also travel a lot in my spare time. Fatty Boomba. The eating is good at Carlton Park Beach. No scrawny birds in sight. They're all porkers, like me, which is why I'm doing this friggin' walk. So where were we? I don't know. What else is new, Groovers? Anyone got anything they want to chat about since I head home? Those of you who do watch my YouTube stuff too also know that after a beach walk, I never subject you to walking up through the dunes with me. Oh, we'd love to see that, Annette. It is a big leap going live. Oh, Kerry, I hope you do. Let me know. My email address is in my About section, so flick me an email. And I think it's great too, Karen, how we can... And yeah, that's groovy that you know. I didn't mean that to be directed at you. It's just a general comment that I love that the airport's really close. It's all very convenient. But yeah, that's why I think YouTube and any kind of social media is a positive thing, because of how we can connect with like-minded people the world over and, show off where we live. I mean, it's impossible for any of us really to travel to every country in the world in a lifetime, which is why I spend a lot of my time on YouTube watching travel channels. I'm a seriously good cook. I'm a good cook, but I love cooking. So I watch a lot of cooking channels, and I play the keyboard. I watch a lot of keyboard tutorials to learn songs that I love, and I love live music, so I watch a lot of live performances of bands and singers who I love or who I've never heard of, and it's so fulfilling, and it's so cool to educate yourself about things and open your mind to new stuff all the time. And I mean, you guys also know that I don't want to get involved in the drama. I'm actually really sad because there's presumably, or apparently, sort of teams now, almost, that have emanated out of that true crime community. And, look, blame Christopher Watts for everything, but he did bring us all together. So that was pretty cool. And then we all started to meet people and make friends in the true crime community. I started out on the Facebook side of it. Then a heap of us migrated over to YouTube. I've played piano the chat went. I've played piano my whole life, Karen, but I bought a keyboard that has a fairly authentic baby grand piano sort of sound. I did actually inherit a piano from my mum. She didn't play, weirdly, but I did. But it was very old, heavy walnut. And the people who bought my mum and dad's house actually gifted it to their daughter because she wanted to learn the piano. Because the cost of moving it out of my mum and dad's house was insane. And also, at the time, my partner and I were about to move to Vietnam and didn't really have anywhere we could store it other than taking out a storeroom and putting it in there, which seemed like a waste of money. And the house I've got now, there's nowhere I could have put it anyway. Yeah, the fighting's been insane. But I've spent quite a lot of time in lots of different channels, you know, because of the Chris Watts thing. So I got to discover all these YouTube channels and different communities, and there's some that I gravitate towards now because they're entertaining, but they may still have some sort of peripheral link to the whole drama that went down. And a lot of them, I feel, were sort of wrongfully thrown under the bus and dragged into it quite unfairly. And so I'm starting to get confident now to comment in some of those channels, even though they may have tenuous links to the drama scene or even heavy links. But I don't really know any of them personally, and I don't really have any opinion about their views on all the drama because it's nothing to do with me. But I've found out that it is actually impacting my channel, because I was told yesterday in one of the channels that I think is entertaining and fun, largely because the subs are, you know, acknowledged and are a huge part of that person's channel. Hang on. Got kids and on the bench. I'm going to got some dunes. Nearly skimmed them.
I need a tissue.
You need a tissue. Have you got one? Good luck with that. Oh my God, this kid just yelled at me, I need a tissue. No one likes having a snotty nose. Well, a lot of kids don't seem to give a shit, but that one does. Where are we? Chat. It is getting very old, but I also respect people feeling that they deserve a right to reply if they are dragged into it, you know. And then I don't know anything about that, Vivian, but you know, and it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I'm not saying anything other than it doesn't surprise me that there's now a new name that seems to be caught up in it. And I mean, from what I know of Em, she's an absolute sweetheart. She's popped into my chat once, I think. But it's almost like every day, who's the new target? But I also, I mean, I was tenuously connected, right? I mean, shit, some of the main drama that started, I was involved in all of that. I got thrown under the bus quite innocently. And oh yeah, Karen, yeah, I wonder how Robbie's going with his week off. Good on him. Good on him. Gotta love someone who recognises something that's weighing on them, and also someone who can put together a coping strategy to deal with it. You know, I'm really proud of him for doing that. And I don't blame him, because he got caught up in shit too. But, yeah, my point is, I think that one of the reasons I've been reluctant to talk in any of those chats is because you can suddenly find yourself in the spotlight. So I don't comment on the drama in my own channel, and I don't comment on it in anyone else's. Good morning. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good.
Not in Adelaide.
No, I'm home. I'm home for like 3 weeks.
What are you doing with that?
I'm live on YouTube.
Oh, good on you.
Do you want to say hello, Stu?
No thanks, Tours. I'll leave it for it.
See ya. Where were we? That's my friend Stu. He's hot, right? So, I don't know who the girl is. He's a bit of a revolving door when it comes to girlfriends. I haven't met her yet, but she seemed cute. Anywho. Oh, the drama stuff. Yeah, so I'm too scared to comment really, even just mucking around because, and those of you who sort of got to know me even before I had my own channel, my thing was to always muck around like on J's for Justice and try and make people laugh and just have fun. And then all this sort of shit went down and people were still doing lives on cases that I was interested in, but I just didn't want to comment because I sensed that if you did comment, then you would be labelled as being in Team A or Team B. And then I just realised, there's people in some of those drama channels who come into my channel and they've always been lovely in here. And I've also had people who are technically, I guess, or were at some point, arch enemies on YouTube. But I'd have them both in my chat and it would all be fine. There was no drama. They were pleasant to each other and it made me feel good. I know that some people probably came into my chat and were like, holy shit, so-and-so's in here. But they'd all say hi and they'd chat about the beach or whatever we're up to, and it really made me feel good because I think that inherently, there's a lot more to all of us than what's on YouTube. YouTube is a tiny aspect of our personalities and there's so much more to us offline, and I feel that intelligent people know that, and even though they might be caught up in some YouTube shit, there's still, they didn't get my humour. Well, some people must have, because a few people have followed me over to my little channel, but I felt that my place was sort of a bit like some neutral territory, and it was nice that these people that personally probably didn't actually have any drama between each other going on, but the whole YouTube community kind of pinned them in different sides or whatever. But my point is, Shanna! I was going to send you a message, but I thought you might still be shopping because I'm nearly finished, honey bunny. Where are we? 35% battery, and I've an hour and 13, and I've also used 2 gig on my phone at least. But to sum up what I'm crapping on about, my point is that I've started to chat a little bit in some channels that I guess are on opposing sides, and I don't think it's a good move because I had somebody say to me yesterday, I had 2 people in fact on a channel say that they're sub to me but they never chat in here because there's other people in here that are part of the other team of the drama. And I don't know how to deal with that. I'm heartbroken. I kind of said to them, that's not how my channel is, and I'd love everybody to feel that my place they can come and hang out, and that there's not going to be any drama, but there's certainly no divide for me. I don't see one team being better than the other team, but I also appreciate that some of the people on certain teams have every right to reply to the shit that's being done to them and the stuff that's been said about them, and I'm not one of those those people who's like, this is going on and on and on and it's got to stop, because I know that people just keep getting thrown under the bus. And like someone just mentioned earlier, Ems now seems to be one of those people, sadly. And she's got every right to defend herself, but then by doing that, someone else will then get stuck into her, and it does spiral. But inherently, I feel like some of these people do need an opportunity to respond. If they're just going on live to bitch about people for the sake of it, then that to me is a massive waste of time. But if they're going live to correct something, or to have their say, or to explain what they're going through, then I think they're entitled to do that. But what is really sad is it made me realise last night that although I've built relationships with a lot of people in the true crime community, I've really got to start casting my net further afield and, you know, go to these other channels that I support, like the live music ones, the cooking ones, the travelling ones. Found a new channel yesterday, a woman who plays the piano with her cat lying on the piano strings, and it gets a massage. It's really cute. If you have a look in my favourites, you'll see the cat on there. It's very cute. But yeah, I've just got to cast my net further afield, and it makes me sad because there are so many people I've been mucking around with in the YouTube world for the last since November? 9 months? 9 months? August, November, September, October, November-ish. But it made me feel so sad to have people that I've been bouncing around with in channels for this period of time saying they're too scared to talk in my chat. Like what? At the moment, there's 8 of you guys. We're down, look at the beach, look at the beautiful swell that's coming in. It's a beautiful Saturday morning and everyone's just been hanging out and having a nice time, and I just feel so sad that now I'm a channel that people are essentially avoiding, or at the very least avoiding participating in, because some of the people in my chat are deemed to be in Team A or Team B or C or D or E or F, and I just think it's sad. So you do have to be very careful, Beth M, and I just think how's the eye bags going? I've got one more to do this morning, Vivian, and then I've got to work out how to get screenshots from the first video and the last one and upload them while I'm live on Streamlabs. It's going to test me, but we'll have a crack. But yeah, so my point is that every problem has a solution. And unfortunately, there's just going to be some people that will never participate in my chats if certain people are in there. And that sort of makes me sad, because the people that are in my chat, when their arch enemies have arrived, they've been nothing but sort of pleasant. You know, they're not sucking up to the other person, they're not making out the best of friends, but they're still capable of being pleasant to each other. But I just realised that, yeah, I have to just cast my net further afield, and if I lose subs because somebody sees me in someone's channel, so be it. I'm not fickle, and I don't really want fickle people on my channel because it's not contentious enough. If people don't enjoy beautiful scenery, me taking the piss out of myself, me taking you guys to parts of the country that I'm fortunate enough to travel to, if that sort of stuff is too contentious for them that they can't participate without leaving the drama at the door, then I guess I'm better off without them. Thanks, Karen, and I'm glad you joined me, and I'm sorry that I have actually just mentioned drama, but it was only because it happened last night in a chat that I was in, and there are a couple of people who I love to bits, and they pointed out that, yeah, they might watch me, but they will never chat, and I just feel so sad about that, because I just think that there's the totality of who we are as human beings extends far beyond the confines of YouTube. And I went up in a crossing because there was a woman walking past. there's so much more to us than that. And if the little percentage of their personality is being involved in YouTube drama and fighting, you know, why can't they sort of think, okay, there's that person who's on that other side that I don't really like right now, but that's only 5% of who that person is, just like it's only 5% of who I am. And then I realised that for some of them it's probably more like 95% of them. That's the issue. Oh, my sister's calling me. I'm going to have to answer this. We've got to organise my nephew's present. So I'm going to cut this short, very short, and stay groovy, everyone. Thanks for joining me on my walk this morning, and we'll chat again soon. And there's no Teams where I am.